left, but I want to get into Kisl's column. He wrote something on Troy Tulowitzki, and I'm paraphrasing here from Tulowitzki. You care so much, it's hard to enjoy the game. You're never satisfied, just like Manning is never satisfied. You've covered both guys.
Right.
Do you see similarities between Manning and Tulo?
Yeah, very much so. They are unhealthy in their obsession for preparation and winning, and they're so narrowly focused in what their job is that it is hard for them sometimes to associate with others. And Helton had some of this too. They don't suffer fools well. They're not conversationalists. Hey, buddy, how you doing? It's like, tick, 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 you're taking away from my day. I need to be over here. So there is some of that. Tulo, for me, is a little more, because of the access, is part of it, more approachable in that way, but very much similar in their single-mindedness, and they're so driven to the point where it is crazy.
And if I'm using this properly, the irony of it with Peyton this year is he's going to have to tinker with this same robotic mindset that he's had since Tennessee, because he needs to let a little slack and work with Gary Kubiak. And you wonder if Peyton is less Peyton could actually benefit the Broncos.
Can he color outside the lines? Peyton. His best games, some of his best games, he's had a million, but Greg, are on Thursday nights when he's had less time to prepare.
Right, interesting.
And he can just be the player and not be the robot. I mean, so it's hard for Peyton. It's hard for Tulo to say, and Helton dealt with this at the end of his career, Eric, this idea of take 50 cuts in the cage instead of 500. They're wired. The reason I always tell people that. It's easy for us to say, just take a few days off, whatever. That's not how they got there.
Right.
They don't know another way.
I think Helton is the face of the franchise, even though he's not with the team anymore, okay? But I don't think I'll ever look at Todd Helton and say what could have been. I just don't.
Right.
But with Troy Tulowitzki, I think I'm always going to look back. Unless he stays healthy for the next 6 years, I think we're always going to look back and say what could have been. Is that fair?
He's on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and I think the headline was the best player in the game or something amazing. Like the way he was playing in April and May last season was extraordinary. And then, of course, the injury. So, of course, you do the what might have been.
I wouldn't even necessarily say that about Cargo. I would say that even though Cargo is a 5-tool player, there's something special to me with Tulowitzki where I think this guy really, if he would have stayed healthy, could have been a Hall of Famer.
He still has an opportunity. And I do think the second chapter of his career, which most of it's going to be spent with another team, that he's going to make a run for the Hall of Fame. If he stays here, I don't see it because, A, the bias against Coors Field. B, he has trouble staying healthy, and it's magnified by playing here at altitude. The second half, like Holiday's career, I'm not saying Matt's a Hall of Famer, but get to a winning organization, a winning culture where he's in the spotlight more and maybe doesn't have to be the guy, like Matt doesn't have to be the guy. I do think the second chapter of Tulo's career is going to be better than the first because he's going to be healthier.
15 seconds or less, do you think he's gone this year?
I think he is gone after the season, not during the season.
Yeah, he's definitely gone by this time next year, and he'll be on the New York Mets.
How about Cargo?
I still think Tulo ends up with the Cardinals.
Really?
Wow.
Wow, that'll be interesting. A lot of young pitching.
You'd love that. You're a Cards guy.
I'm from St. Louis.
Right.
But Cargo, I mean, I don't know. Quite possibly. Quite possibly.